For me, when I listen in, from what Navid is saying, like I actually respect Navid's passion because I can tell he's serious about this,
Yeah.
and what
But
he
you
was,
just said he's not serious. You're not even listening to him. He said
No,
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 no, no,
I
no,
am serious. No,
no,
no, no,
no.
I am serious. 100%.
Yeah,
I'm
in his
serious.
own,
That
he said right. What Navid literally said was it's half theatrics, half not. But the message overall that he's
Thank
saying
you.
is true, right? It's true what he said, but the message overall is true. So the message, what he's saying, is one that I think should not really be controversial for any of us that call us ourselves monotheists, right? Like if I told you guys you think it's cool, like I have a friend and I'm just gonna go hang out at his church, is that okay? I don't know, man. I don't know. Like that to me, immediately I would give you the side eye, and I'd want, and honestly, if someone really loves and cares about you, they probably would intervene and say, "Hey, man,
But look, Akiva, I had to drop off for a moment. But to be clear,
yeah."
you don't believe TBAC is associating with polytheists, right?
No, not. Well, I don't
Thank
know
you.
who he's. Well, I don't know who he's
Well,
associating with.
the quote
I
unquote
don't.
Sunni mosque that he went to, you don't believe that's polytheism, so you don't agree with what Naveed is saying.
Not in that regard. No, no, no. But I gotta
Exactly.
give,
only went to
I
the
gotta
upstairs
give, I gotta give Naveed though. He has his rationale and reasons of why he believes that. I disagree. Obviously, I disagree. But I can respect the fact that he's coming from a place of conviction where he's trying to, reach out
worried
and
about
do.
his soul.
Yeah, he's exactly like I understand, like I can separate that when I hear everyone else's positions on things because I know everyone's coming from a different theological understanding of what they believe
But
to
you
be
know,
sound.
Akiva, you know yourself. There's a lot of Christians that you meet, and they really care about your soul genuinely. But they could be
Yeah,
wrong about something. So you got to separate the passion and the care and all that from the truth. Sometimes
and
you
that's
meet them and
why
they cry.
and
Like you
that's
meet them
why
and they
and that
cry.
yeah,
That
yeah, and
person's
that's
not
why
You're
faking
so
it. They
biased,
sincerely are
Rashad.
crying.
well, that's why my approach to it, is if I was in T-back shoes, then I would be like, yeah, well, Naveed, I want to debate you on this. That would be my position. Right. But that would just be me because if I'm following the Quran and I'm going to a Sunni masjid and
So,
someone's saying it's idolatry and it's bad and they're disbelievers, I would say, look, we need to
Why
actually
don't
have
you
a
debate
discussion about this.
Akiva? Why don't you debate Naveed on
we've
whether
debated.
the Muslims are idolaters or not? Because I
I
don't.
have
Akiva
We
doesn't
Naveed,
believe the
have.
Naveed,
Muslims are
We
Naveed,
debated
idolaters.
that.
Naveed.
I want Rashad to hold for once in his life a straight up position. Why
We've
don't you just
literally.
debate your Sunni
Hey,
position?
Akiva, can you tell him
Let's
we've
see
debated that?
if
Well,
he
yeah,
holds any ground.
Tell him
since
we've
I
No,
debated that
we
like
have a
10 times.
representative. I
yeah,
Bro, Akiva,
want
wait,
a
Evis,
Jewish
calm
guy to
down.
represent.
Hold on,
Like,
Evis,
what
calm
is
down.
this?
Calm down.
This
Evis,
is
calm down.
ridiculous.
Well, all right,
I
calm down, Evis. All right, calm down,
I
Evis.
spoke to so like what I will tell you, Rashad, is ever since I joined the server, every single time the submitters have basically said that the Sunni Shahada is shirk and it's not permissible. I've always stepped in and been like, hey man, I don't agree with that. And they've always been like, hey, you should agree with this. And I'm like, I don't see it. Not as a
Wait,
Jew. It doesn't make
Akiva.
sense to me.
Akiva. He's accusing you or accusing me of not engaging this. Tell him I've debated you on this like 50 times already.
Did
No,
you
I'm not
you and
accusing
you and
either of
you
you.
and other
Just to
you
be
and
clear,
other
I don't
submitters.
accuse anybody of not engaging. I didn't know that you guys had discussed it, so I thought it'd be an
Yeah.
interesting discussion.
No,
I
no,
think
no,
you
no.
guys have already
I've
discussed it.
no, dude. Like I'm telling you, man. Like ever since I joined the server, there's a few things. Like anytime the submitters say that Sunnis engage in idol worship, I always respectfully tell them I disagree. Like I just don't see it. It just that position I don't find to be founded in reality. Like yeah, there's a lot of things that maybe that you can debate about authenticity
Pay
of
attention.
hadith or
Okay,
whatever.
but we're moving in a different direction, though. That wasn't even the thing. Look, the bottom line is everything I say is true, and I actually mean it. But there's a difference between saying like, "Oh yeah, brother, what's his name, brother TBAC? Yeah, please, you shouldn't go there. Based on this verse, you shouldn't go to that masjid," and then just end it right there, right?
You're
Right?
doing
Or
theatrics right now.
what? Look, bottom line is anyone who's heard me
Like you don't
talk,
know how to say it
theatrics,
without being
and
theatrical about it.
okay,
Yeah,
fine.
this time I'm gonna have to go with Rashad because he's actually being, like real. He's the correct one here.
Hey, T-Bac, I think he's interested in teaching you how to do this a lot. Would you consider it?
Well, if he tells me to
No,
add the
I'm not.
Hippic
I'm not
Rashad, then no.
interested in that. Why are you saying that? That was not true, Naveed. You just said something that was false.
You don't wait. You don't want someone to pray the way you do in your religion.
I am
Rashad?
not interested. I am not interested in teaching TBAC the Salah the way I do it. What
Then
you
don't
just
put
said
words
is
in
false.
Okay. So
people's
then,
mouth. That's not
no
right, bro.
problem.
about
No,
me
but
earlier
I
today?
didn't. I didn't. Wait. I didn't quote you. I said that's what you're interested in. If you're not, then that makes you a hypocrite. So you're not actually interested in proselytizing in your religion, are you?
No, no,
I
that's
am.
not
not
what
I
you
want.
said.
interested
You
with
said,
me.
I
no,
want
hang on a second.
every
This is
single
really important.
person. I
You
want
just
every
said,
single.
Naveed.
I want every
Naveed,
single person on
you
earth
just said
to come
I'm
to me.
interested in teaching
Yeah.
TBAC,
نوید
Yeah.
and
همش
I'm
داری
not.
دعوا
That's
میکنی.
false.
Yeah, I'm interested in every single person on earth coming and learning how to pray according to how I
هر
show
موقع
them.
میام اینجا داری دعوا میکنیم با یکی.
Often. Right?
No,
That's what I think.
we're not just arguing with each other. The brother that's saying that in Farsi, Naveed just said something that was a lie about me.
Wait. Hey, Rashad, are
Right?
you
That was
Afghan?
you have to
Hey,
you
Rashad,
have to apologize.
are you
No,
Afghan?
you have to apologize. I know what he said. Okay, you have to apologize because what you said about me was not true.
I'm entitled to my
You've
perception. What are you
been,
talking
you've
about?
been,
No,
you've
you
been
can't
here.
speak for other
You've been
people.
here
You didn't
8
claim
hours.
it was a perception. You didn't claim that. You said,
Rashad,
"Hey,
Okay.
T-Bag, Rashad wants you to
misrepresenting
teach
our
me this."
position.
That
Yes,
was false.
you've been
Yeah.
misrepresenting our position for the past 9 hours.
Bro,
8
how many
hours.
times have you falsely made claims about Rashad? You said he manipulated the Quran. You said he deliberately
همش
changed
دعوا
stuff.
میکنی.
Hey, Mr. Mehdi, I'm gonna have no choice but to mute you, brother. If you're gonna interrupt. Anyway, this is news to me, right? So, Rashad, I'm actually surprised. So this is news to me. So you, as a Hanafi
Naveed,
Sunni, you're
Naveed,
not interested.
there's
Answer my
something
question.
specific
No,
you said.
You're
I'm not going to
yeah.
answer any question until you acknowledge that you made up what you just said right now,
I
because it
gave
wasn't
my
true.
I gave my
You made up
Just
for the 9
apologize and
hours
get it
of
over
wait,
with, bro.
position.
wait,
Listen, T-Bag, you made up for 9 hours positions that we don't hold. Why don't you apologize to them?
Wait.
You've been coming here for years, and
Hold on a second.
we never told you to
Hold on a
apologize
second.
for
Wait a minute.
misrepresenting
I
our position.
listen to me. I'm entitled to my perceptions, and my perceptions and understanding is that a Hanafi Sunni Muslim is interested in converting people to his faith and his way of the religion. You're
But
saying
he
I'm
might not
interested
be
in that.
like that. He might not be like that.
Fine,
If you would have said that,
Yeah, that's fine.
if you would have
that's fine.
said that,
That's
Naveed,
fine.
I would respect Naveed. I would
Bro, I
respect if you
swear,
would have
bro,
said it appears this way,
God
or you would have
damn, this
asked me,
guy's such a
right?
damn
But
nitpicker.
instead,
He's so annoying.
You
Naveed, you said something that
you
was
always
false. And you have to
misrepresent our
acknowledge that.
position.
God damn, man.
Yeah, why don't you say I think that this is what you think, but you always misrepresent our
Bro,
positions
Yeah.
and
bro,
take it
it's-
Rashad, you should obey Navid.
Anyway, the bottom line is it's sad that you're ashamed to identify as a Sunni.
Again, I didn't
let
say that.
alone no. Okay, so
See, I never said
so
that.
are you okay? So are you Sunni?
I am Muslim, and I've always answered that question for you.
So you don't even answer. So you're ashamed. If someone
Why would
asks
I be
me,
ashamed?
Oh, wait.
Because
You didn't
I just-
answer me
I-
if you stalked me or not.
I just asked you, are you Sunni? And you said I'm Muslim. So you don't even answer. If someone asks me, are you a submitter?
I identify as Muslim. I don't know what you understand by the meaning of Sunni, because what you've described for me,
Doesn't
I cannot
matter.
acknowledge.
That's like
let me
that's
answer
like me
the
saying
question.
I don't understand what you
Let me
understand
answer
as
the
a
question,
submitter. I'm still gonna
let me answer
identify
the
as a
question,
submitter.
Let me
Listen to me.
answer the question.
No,
If the meaning,
listen.
if a person comes and says submission means to worship the devil, are you a submitter?
I'm still a submitter. Yeah, I don't care. If someone has a wrong,
You worship the devil?
no, I'll clarify. I have no problem. God willing, I'll just clarify.
Thank you so much. That's what I would like to do.
But you don't
That's
say
what I would
I am.
like to do.
But you never say I am a Sunni. You don't say that.
By the way, they know
if
you have a secret
would like-
account. That's it.
Who's that?
What?
Yeah.
All right. So thanks. So can I? So Rashad, I don't know.
If you
Like
would
I was
like me
having a
to clarify.
conversation. Bro, you just waste time. Like you would waste so much time. Like honestly.
Okay, then be honest about people and stop doing the theatrics. Right? Then we don't have to waste time on this stuff.
Yeah.
Like you're
So
supposed to be,
if
you're supposed to
anyone,
be a
I don't
moderator of
lie.
the
Yeah.
server.
Listen.
People shouldn't
Listen.
be confused about how they can interact with you on the
No,
server.
no one's confused about my positions. I'm honest about my positions. I'm truthful. I hold these positions and I am very straightforward. You, on the other hand, are not. When you're asked a direct question 10 times, are you a Sunni? You dodge and evade the question. That's shameful. And then
If
you
by
say,
Sunni
actually,
Naveed, if by Sunni you mean someone who adheres to the
bro,
Sunnah of the Prophet, peace be upon him, which
bro,
is
get
Ahl
out of
Sunnah
here.
wal Jama'ah, and this Jama'ah
Bro,
component, this is something I fully acknowledge. But you have no idea what you're saying. All you're saying to people
okay,
here, because you've done this to me multiple times, Naveed, in the group here, everyone
okay.
sees the word Sunni as bad. So instead of calling me a Muslim, because you don't want to call me a Muslim, you want to call me a polytheist. So you use the word Sunni. I know
No,
you're using it in a
I'm
derogatory way.
comfortable saying you're a Sunni,
I
my
know,
friend. That's
Naveed, you're
fine.
using it in a derogatory way. I know that, and you know that, because
Well,
you've
Here's the
made it
Words
thing.
have
unfortunately,
inherent meanings. Words
if you
have inherent meanings. It doesn't mean that we use it there. You
Yeah.
you assume that. You assign that position to
no, I
us
don't.
because
He's intentionally used
yes.
it in a derogatory
No,
way, and then he's laughed
no,
and said,
he's
"Oh,
not.
look at the
Where did he
comment, blah
say?
blah blah."
Where did he
Bro,
say?
That
that's
doesn't
like,
mean
Unable.
bro, it's literally,
You're unable to hold a position because that's your whole argument. Since you've been here, you hold zero positions, and you come and attack other people's positions is withholding
bro,
zero
you know,
positions.
this is
More than
hilarious. That's
daily.
like, listen to
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Evis, this is like me saying,
Fallacy.
because some people misunderstand submission and submitter, then I'm not going to use it. No, this already has bad connotations. A bunch of the accounts that come here are looking for BDSM. That doesn't mean I don't identify as a submitter. It already has bad connotations in many instances. So what your
That's
argument
a
doesn't hold
that's a
water.
good example, Naveed. Just to be clear, if someone came in and you knew that was what they were looking for, and they asked if you were, you would say, "Wait a minute." Like if someone was trying to mock you by asking that question, and then to ridicule you in front of people who thought that's what it meant, right? That you would never answer that way because it would be dishonest.
I would still say I'm a
You would say this
submitter.
is what it means. You
I
would
would
say
still
this is what
say,
it means, and that's why
bro,
yeah,
I'm
but it
this.
still
no.
say
And
he's
that's
a
what he's done
submitter.
with you multiple
Bro,
times.
I still say I'm a submitter, and they'll be by virtue of being on the server, they'll realize this is a religious server, and the context is submission to God. I'm not scared of
Okay,
anything.
no problem. In the case for me, I've always spoken
Oh
clearly about my
man,
positions when you've asked about them, but I do not appreciate when you try to label me in a derogatory way. So no, I don't need to sit and answer your one
bro,
word questions.
submitter is not
Yes,
a.
no,
So
yes,
for
no.
me, if someone asks me, "Are you a submitter?" I say yes. I
You
don't
can do
consider
whatever you want,
the
Naveed. I'm
name. No,
telling
no,
you what
no.
I'm doing. It doesn't
The
matter to me
name.
what you do.
Listen to me. The name of my religion is not derogatory. Like that's how you see it. I don't see. If I was Sunni, I would just tell everyone I'm Sunni, even if they thought it was a
What do you mean
derogatory
I'm
way.
Sunni? What does it mean to be
Means
Sunni?
I am part of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah,
What does that mean?
bro.
Wait, imagine that was recorded.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. So
Anyways,
Getting
so
I'm
like
kidding.
anyway,
you
we're trying
always
to
do
save
this.
this.
You have zero positions,
Yeah,
and
we're
and
trying to
you
save
come
this
and
kid.
attack our position.
Like
Hold on,
honestly,
hold on.
we're trying
Wait,
to
Habib, let me.
save this poor kid. He's headed down a dark, terrible path, and you're coming here distracting us with these semantics. And you're not even willing to actually,
Exactly.
engage with the topic. What are you talking about? You don't like my style of presenting on the server? Too bad. I don't like yours. Like, sorry. In terms of the content
okay.
of what I say, I'm fully honest. I'm transparent. I'm straightforward. And I'm to the point. Everything I'm telling you is 100% factual. Now, will I go above and beyond what I may do in other circumstances? Sure, but that doesn't mean anything I'm saying is inaccurate or not factual.
Actually, Naveed, if you take a moment and reflect, okay? There's a reason why I came in when TBAC said that. There's a reason why I said it, is because I've had this experience that he's having right now. I tend to be more patient with it, and I tend to push back more. He kind of, like, with respect to TBAC, he doesn't dive into it, right? So this is actually a flaw on my side. He's actually more mature than I am. But the reason I brought it up is, don't tell me everything you do is factual and everything you say is factual, when the very fundamental concept of theatrics is to present something that's not true. Okay? So even if you think the
God
words you're
damn,
saying
it's
are
so
true, what
annoying.
you're presenting, how you're presenting it is not a true representation of what you believe. So don't, if you want to get
Oh
into it,
my
that's what's
God.
going on. But if you want to
Yeah,
move on to another
that's
topic,
better.
go ahead. I've said my. There's only one reason I said it. The reason why I said it
One that
is
has
because
zero
it's not an
position
enjoyable experience
has a
for the person on the
controversy
tail end
within
of it,
himself.
right?
That's why he's afraid to have a
Evis, I can't
position
hear you,
because
bro.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
can.
hear you, Evis. Yeah. So all I'm saying, Naveed, is the only reason I brought it up is because I see you do it to other people, and I know you do it to me, and nobody enjoys it on the tail end of it. If you think people are here to watch you do that, then that's a problem with the server and the people that are coming to do that, right?
And
Because
this is
that's
wonderful.
not an
And these
honest
are
way to
more
engage in
reasons.
topics.
And these are more reasons for you to not embrace submission, right? And we have a verse for this in the Quran. I'm going to read it for you. 49:17. And it doesn't matter what theatrics I use to recite the verse. At the end of the day, the verse is the verse, okay? I seek refuge in God from saying the rejected. Who is doing whom a favor? They act as if they are doing you a favor by embracing submission. Say, you are not doing me any favors by embracing submission. God is the one who is doing you a great favor by guiding you to the faith if you're sincere. You're on the server. You're receiving God's message. You resist it. You argue against it. You refuse it. Okay, that's fine. Burn in hell. Right? You're greatly blessed to have access to these resources, to these knowledgeable people, to all these available amounts of information. You reject all of it. Okay, burn in hell. That's it, man. Like, we can't help you. You have to help
Yeah.
yourself. That's just what
Okay.
it
If you'd
is.
like, I can read the verse and go over the translation, because what you said is not what the verse is saying. Okay. This is speaking about
Yeah.
people that came to the prophet and said, we have submitted. They considered their submission a favor to the prophet. I am not here considering my submission a favor to you. You're just misapplying a verse of Quran in order to support what's going on right now. That's not what that verse is saying. So that's just wrong to do regarding the Quran. If you don't know what the verse is saying, the whole verse and the verses around it, don't apply it to your situation. It's not speaking about this
Bro,
situation. I never thought
yeah.
I'm doing you a favor by being here, ever.
But who
And
you
I
doing a
haven't even
favor
embraced
though?
submission.
Who you doing a favor?
Did you hear what I said, Evis? Right? It's
Yeah, I
not
heard very
applicable to
very
this
clear,
context.
very clear. Who
These
you doing
people
a
said we
favor?
submit. Let's read the verses. Read the
No,
translation.
no, I'm
Even the
asking you a
translation is
question.
very
Forget
clear
about the
about this.
verse. Who you doing
It
a
says,
favor, bro?
you're
Bro,
saying forget
stop
about the verses?
waffling. Who you
Wait, that's
doing a
actually a really,
favor?
he has a good point. Either you're
Who
doing
you
someone
doing a
else a
favor
favor.
by being here?
That's actually a really good point. Either you're doing someone else a favor or you're doing yourself a favor. I
Which
guess
one is it?
you think yeah, you're earning righteous credits by he's sitting here and preaching against God's message, right? What else
That's
could the
right.
motivation be, right? Either you think that you're guiding people to the truth away from the falsehood, or you genuinely just think that you're doing someone a favor by being here and helping them not
This
embrace
topic,
God's
Naveed,
religion.
I don't mind discussing with you as long as you can acknowledge that you were wrong about the verse itself. It says, يَمُنُّونَ عَلَيْكَ أَنْ أَسْلَمُوا. They
Yeah,
regard their acceptance of Islam as a favor to you. This is not
exactly.
applicable to this scenario.
Who you doing a
Right?
favor
This
to?
doesn't apply. I have not accepted submission to say, Naveed, you should be so happy that I'm a submitter. This is not
No, no,
applicable.
no.
This
That's
ayah
a
that you brought up, you
misunderstanding of the
didn't
verse.
understand
They're
the ayah. You want to talk about
complete taking
who I'm
out
doing a
the
favor
verse
to?
out of the
That's not
context.
even
Who
relevant
you
to the
doing a
verse.
favor, bro? By embracing submission. Who you doing a favor? The prophet?
I
Yourself.
haven't embraced
Us? Who?
submission. It's not applicable. The ayah is not
Bro,
applicable in
who you
this
doing a
context.
favor? The prophet, us, or whom? Or God?
See, you haven't even read the rest of the verse, so you think you're asking me a good question, Evis. Let me
Oh
read the
yeah,
rest of
I
the
know
verse
the
for you.
verse by
What's the verse
memory.
say? Go ahead. What does the rest of it say?
No, you're not gonna test my memory, but
Okay, I'll read it for you.
who you doing a
I'll read it for
favor?
you. It
Who you
says, let
doing
me
a
read it for
favor? Answer
everybody.
the question. Who you doing a favor?
I'll only read Quran if you're not gonna interrupt. Okay? So أعوذ بالله من
Yeah,
الشيطان
I'm gonna
الرجيم.
interrupt you. Who you doing a
يمنون
favor? Who
عليك
you
أن
doing a favor?
أسلموا
Who you
قل
doing a
لا
favor?
تمنوا علي
Bro, who you doing a
إسلامكم
favor?
Stop,
I
Evan,
don't
بل
care
stop.
about your
الله
argument. Who you doing a favor?
بل
Who you
الله
doing a
يمن
favor? Who you
عليكم.
doing a favor? Who you doing a favor?
If
Who
you
you
don't
doing a
allow me,
favor?
Evis,
Answer the question. We don't know. We don't like your theatrics here. Answer the question. Who you doing a
Let
favor?
me read the Quran verse and then you can talk.
I will. The
No,
ayah
no,
of
no.
Quran will
Who you
answer this
doing a
question.
favor? I'm not gonna let you do anything. Who you doing a favor? Answer the question.
The ayah itself will
Who you
answer the
doing a
question.
favor? Forget about the ayah. Who you doing a favor? It's a
No,
straight
I'm
up
not going to
question.
forget about the ayah because this ayah is important. It's the words of Allah.
Yes, who you
It
doing
was
a favor? I'm
misrepresented,
asking you a straight
and
up
it's important
question.
for us to clarify it.
Who you doing a favor?
If anyone
Who?
is interested in the ayat of Allah, then you ever shouldn't be allowed to do this.
Listen, you don't make the rules here. Who you doing a favor? Again.
So, am I going to be allowed to speak or not, Evis? Because I want to answer the question.
Yeah. Only if you answer the question.
Okay, so if you let me finish speaking, the question will be answered.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, thank you, Evis. So I'm going to read and then I'm going to give you the translation and answer the question explicitly. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يمنون عليك أن أسلموا قل لا تمنوا علي إسلامكم بل الله يمن عليكم أن هداكم للإيمان إن كنتم صادقين. They regard their acceptance, the translation of the meaning, they regard their acceptance of Islam as a favor to you. Tell them, O Prophet, do not regard your Islam as a favor to me. Rather, it is Allah who has done you a favor by guiding you to faith, if indeed you are faithful. I don't
Now answer
consider
your
what I'm
question.
doing here, a favor to anyone. The ability
So
to
who you
be here
doing a
and
favor
speak
to?
about, I just said I don't consider being here a favor to anyone. Rather, as this
So
ayah
why you
says,
here?
I
Why are you
consider,
here? Why you here?
rather, as you
Why
said you were
are
going to
you
let me
here?
finish my answer,
Why are
Evis.
you here?
You said you were going to let me finish my answer, Evis.
Yeah, but we don't want a 20-minute speech to answer a simple question. Yes or no?
I'm
Why you
finishing my
here?
sentence, Evis. But I see that you don't
You
want
have
even me to
finished
answer
your
the question you're
sentence
asking.
for 20 minutes. You finish one sentence for 20 minutes. That's your sentence. 20-minute speech.
How many seconds do I have to finish my sentence?
No, there is not about seconds and minutes here. It's
Can I have
about
10 seconds to
you
finish my
waffling around
sentence,
the
Evis?
question. Why can't you answer a straight up question?
Evis, can I
Who
have
you
10
doing a
seconds to
favor,
finish
bro?
my answer?
Who are you doing a favor? Why are you
I'm going to
so?
answer. Can I have 10 seconds to answer it without interruption?
Oh my God, this guy.
Is that fair, Evis? Anybody else?
No,
Any
it's
other
not.
mod
It's
here? Is
not
that
because
fair?
you have the mic for 9 hours here, and people are listening to your waffles for 9 hours, going around with not answering any questions.
You're insisting that I answer your question, Evis.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can finish the answer then. So as this ayah teaches, it is not a favor for me to submit to Allah. I'm not doing anybody a favor. Rather, I have to recognize the favor of Allah on me if He is guiding me to the truth. Okay? So no, I don't consider being here a favor to anyone. I hope that answer is clear.
So why are you here?
That's a different question. Are you going to let me answer it or no?
Let you answer. Who stopped you from answering? Why are you here?
You're acting like the last 5 minutes didn't happen?
Oh yes, it happens. But you waffled around the questions. I asked you a straight up question, and I said, "Who you doing a favor?" And you said, "I'm not doing any." You could have said, "I'm not doing anybody a favor by being here." So why are you here? That's the next question for you.
Okay, so I answered the first question, right?
Partially, yes.
What was the partial answer?
That you don't think that you're doing anybody a favor here, right?
And that's exactly what you asked me, so it's a complete answer to your question.
No, it's not. Then why are you here? That's the next question
Why
for
I'm
you.
here is a different question.
No, it's not. Because if you are here, you should be here for a reason, right?
That's enough.
There is
That's
nobody
enough.
that
Thank you.
is
Let's
here
move this
for a
along.
reason.
Thank you. I was having a great conversation with TBAC, and then you guys all interrupted. So regarding Rashad, I mean, I made it clear. I'm just trying to put myself in his shoes. Okay. So if I was a Sunni Muslim, Hanafi at that, I would spend my time preaching, proselytizing to bring people to my faith. I guess he denied when I said he's interested in having people pray like him, I would want everyone to pray like me. Just like I
I
want
never
everyone.
denied that.
So then what's your dispute?
My dispute, Naveed, is that you told TBAC that I'm interested in him praying like me. And
Because
I've never said.
you don't need to say it.
So you can just make any claim about me as long as you think it's true.
Yes, because I can make an observation that I believe
Okay.
that Muslims, this is a proselytizing religion. You're saying, well, I'm not engaged in that. So then what are you doing?
Actually, when you say proselytizing religion, if you can clarify what you mean by that, because this religion is about inviting. And if proselytizing you mean inviting, that's all this religion is about. It makes it explicitly clear in the Quran. Our responsibility is to invite. Whether someone accepts or not is not in our
Okay, so
control.
so what are you inviting people to do on here? Like, what are you inviting them to?
I'm inviting people to the truth and to consider
What's
and
the truth?
evaluate. The
Bukhari
truth
is
is
the truth.
Islam, to worship Allah.
Bukhari, we're already worshiping God. Everyone here already worships God.
That's a good point. If you are inviting us to worship Allah, you don't think we're worshiping Allah?
We had a
I believe that's a
15
very good question.
we had a
Yeah, that's a very good
15-hour
question.
session last night worshiping God alone.
Yeah.
When was
Beautiful.
the last time
So
you did that?
I'm not asking about your. This is another ayah that's in the same place. You know, you shouldn't attribute spirituality and righteousness to yourself. Okay, I'll bring you the citation for
No,
that
but we
ayah.
do worship God,
So
right? Like
I
we
understand you do worship
prostrate, we
God.
bow to God.
I never said you didn't worship God, right? But
Okay.
when you deny ayat of Allah, then I have to ask, can someone, right, accept Allah while denying his ayat?
No, it's not possible.
Exactly. Right? So to me, there's a reason why I come here. Yes, you guys pray 5 times a day. Yes, you guys are fasting. Alhamdulillah, these are beautiful
Wait,
things.
because I
Thank
have a
you.
question for you. Can someone deny God's miracles and be still a submitter or Muslim?
No.
Knowingly, if they deny knowingly a miracle of God, they would be rejecting God.
Okay, thank you
What do
very
you mean
much.
knowing? What do you mean knowingly? I mean,
What I
you
mean is
say
that if someone is asked, for example, who's never read the Quran, oh, do you accept the Quran as the word of God? And they say no because they're a Christian or they don't know anything about it, that's not rejecting. That's not kufr.
Yeah,
Right?
I
Kufr
see.
is when someone knows the truth and then covers it up, right? Or denies it, publicly even, without any compulsion, right? So that's the difference here. And even here, from what I've seen, a lot of people don't know the facts. So I'm not claiming anybody is a kafir. I've never
Yeah,
claimed anybody was a polytheist. I've never said anything disrespectful like that to anybody
that's
here.
true. So this
But
is
I do
interesting.
believe,
Yeah.
that some people are misinformed. And from what I
Yeah.
saw today, Naveed, the evidence that you were using, the spreadsheet, right? You didn't even know what was on the spreadsheet. So far from what I've seen, people are unaware even of the basic count of the name of God in the Quran. Because I can
No, we're
open up
fully
Rashad
aware, but
Khalifa's text.
you don't
Wait,
recognize
who's unaware?
our count because like I said, you don't believe in ayah, right? And that makes you what?
No, I don't understand, Rashad. What about the Allah count? What about God count?
So
What is it?
Sajjad, recently, I think you and I have discussed maybe in the past about this, but obviously the count the in the end of Surah Tawbah, that none of the surahs, none of the counting of any manuscript will get you that number. But what I didn't realize
Which
was that
which one? Which one? Like
okay, so
based on what?
the count of the name of Allah, which is on
Yeah,
the
Well,
that's
first
false
how
appendix.
come?
claim.
How
Hafs
come?
is fully accountable for that count, and
If you use
we
Hafs,
can show. Yeah.
you will end up with the count, right?
Yes,
That's
we'll end up with
you.
a
You
count.
will end up with
Exactly.
2 incorrect counts. One,
No,
you will
it's not
remove the
true.
last ayah of
Show me.
Tawbah,
Show me.
and
Wait,
2,
wait,
you will
let
not
him
count.
finish. Evis, let him finish. I don't even know what he's trying to say. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Let me just go to the main point, Sajjad. If I take any of the manuscripts, you guys will say the manuscripts are wrong. So I went to Rashad Khalifa's own text, his own translation, in which he says the name of God occurs a certain number of times. When I started to look at that count, I immediately realized that in this Quran that he is translating, that he believes are the words of Allah, he does not include the count of Allah and the Basmalah. So
Yeah, I
112,
mean,
112
he,
times he doesn't include that count
he
when I can
already
read it in his own
mentions, he
translation.
literally mentions that. He says in the unnumbered verses, he literally says that.
Yeah, that's my point, right?
So if
He is
we tell
saying
Yeah,
that
that's your
people,
the
point. You want
count
to
in
if
assign
we
a
tell
position
people
to
that the
somebody and then criticize that assigned position. That's always your point. You see?
no, but if we tell people,
Then then at the
that the
same
count
time,
of no, but you just 1 second.
Modern
No, no,
Bailey
Rashad.
policy. He holds the
Every, every,
position which every time we criticize his position, he comes back with more criticism. And when we criticize his position, he retrieves. He retrieves and says, "Oh, why don't you count this?" Like that. That was the criteria. That was not the criteria to begin with. Why do we have to abide by your criteria? We're saying we're making a claim, and the count on that claim are precise. Versus you want to ascribe a position to us and say like, why is this count not precise? Like what?
is he here? Rashad, are you
you
here?
still there, Sajjad? Yeah, I'm waiting for you, Sajjad.
So if our claim is that in the numbered verses, the frequency of Allah is 2,698 divisible by 19, how is that not okay? Because like that's what we're telling people, telling that